Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? I hope that everybody's doing great. We are going to continue with our declutter, and I have to be honest, I've been putting this one off for a while. That's the reason why I decided to start with like bronzers and blushes and things like that, because that part of my collection is a lot smaller than the next couple of declutters. So yeah, I'm gonna start my palette declutter. I think that my eyeshadow palettes and my lip products are my biggest part of my makeup collection, so those declutters are probably going to be pretty long or separated into a few videos, just because I don't want to, you know, make the one video super long. So I have all of my eyeshadow palettes. I have some here and then I have some behind me, and I'm going to start with these two bins right here. These are my more smaller palettes, and then my bigger palettes are behind me. So I think that I'm probably gonna have to split this video into two, just because it is a lot. I may even have to do three, I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna start with these bins right here. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna start with this one first right here. Okay, so first up I have the Too Faced. I actually have all three of these. Okay, so I actually have all three of these little Too Faced palettes. I have the pineapple one, I have the one recently, and I bought it when Too Faced was having a offer in which you got to pick 5 full-size products, I believe for like $40, which is like extremely good. So this palette was actually like $13 when I bought it. So I do have all of them. The only one that I have used on my eyes is the pineapple one, and I did like it a lot. At first, when these little palettes first came out, I was kind of a little, what do you call it, unsure if I wanted to buy them or not, because I kept hearing like mixed reviews on them, but they're actually not bad. I like this one quite a lot. The green one, the green shade wasn't as pretty on the eyes as I thought it was going to be from the way that it swatches. As you can see, like it gives off like a purple green type of look. It didn't exactly look like that on my eyes, so that was the only shade out of this palette that I was a little bit disappointed with. Not saying that it's not a pretty shade, it's very pretty, it just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be on the eyes. But I am going to keep all three of them. Like I said, the only one that I've actually used on my eyes is the pineapple one, but I do like it. I'll show you really quick what the other two look like. I'm actually very excited to play with this one because this shade right here looks amazing. But yeah, I haven't tried this one on my eyes yet. I also love these three colors right here because they're very easily used. Like, they're very easy colors to use on your everyday normal life for work or whatever, if you're the type of person that doesn't like to wear bold eyeshadow, you know, at work or whatnot. And then this is what the papaya one looks like. Like I said, I got this one very recently, maybe within the last 2 weeks, and this shade right here looks amazing, so I'm very excited to try these. Another thing that I love about these palettes is the packaging. I'm a total sucker for packaging. So like I said, I am going to keep these because I love Too Faced, and I really do like the Tutti Frutti collection. Okay, next up I do have the White Peach eyeshadow palette as well from Too Faced. This was also a recent buy. I've been wanting this one for a while. I actually found it at either TJ Maxx or Marshall's a while ago for $20, and I contemplated buying it for a while, but I just never got around to it. And then Too Faced was having a sale a couple of months ago, and this was half off, so I bought it then. So I bought it off of their website. But I really do like how very wearable and everyday type of shades these are. I haven't used them on my eyes just yet, but I do like all of these colors for work, especially because I don't really like to wear both eyeshadow or any eyeshadow to work, so I think this is going to be perfect for that. But then I also have these other darker shades if I want to wear them for, I don't know, a dinner or something, you know, something nice. And I do love Too Faced. Too Faced is actually one of my favorite makeup brands, so of course I'm going to be keeping this. Next up, I have 3 of the Too Faced holiday palettes here. These all came in the same box. It was obviously for Christmas. It was a Christmas thing, and all 3 of the palettes are very different. We have this one, which is called Very Merry Christmas, and they're all like pinks and mauve shades. So you have 4 eyeshadows and you have a blush, and it also smells like raspberry, which is amazing. Like, that is one thing that I love about Too Faced, is that they make their products smell like whatever they're trying to sell you. So raspberry smells like raspberry. So I am gonna keep that one. I also have the banana one, which is called Totally Banana, and you can see the little banana here with the skirt. It's so cute. So again, blush, 4 eyeshadows. I think that I'm gonna also keep this. And then the last one is Sugar Plum Cookie, and so cute. We have a blush and then 4 eyeshadows. I haven't used this one on my eyes yet, so I am going to keep all 3 of those because, like I said, I love Too Faced and I love their packaging as well. Plus, they're eyeshadows that I can share with my daughter if she ever wants to borrow them. She's more than welcome to do so. Okay, then I have another Too Faced little palette here. This is the Shake Your Pom Poms eyeshadow palette. This one is also new to me. I bought it a while ago, but I just haven't used it yet. This is one that I've been wanting for a while now. I thought that having something like this would be great for when I go to Costa Rica to visit my dad. I don't have to pack like a lot of makeup. I can just take, you know, something small like this and it'll be good to go. Plus, I always usually go like on the summertime, so I thought the colors would be perfect. Plus, I don't like to wear a lot of makeup either when I'm in Costa Rica because it's extremely hot and very humid, so I am very picky with the makeup that I take with me. But I thought that this would be awesome. I can, you know, make pink looks, or I can do just like natural ones, or I can add a pop of green. So I have options, so I thought that this palette would be perfect for that reason. So I am definitely keeping it. Next, I have 3 of these small Natasha the Nona palettes. I have the Minnie Lilac palette, and I believe this is all like very purple. Yeah, it's like very purple, but you also have your natural colors right here. I think that I've only swatched this. I haven't actually used it on my eyes. These small little palettes, I bought them before I even owned any of the bigger palettes. I always heard people talking about Natasha the Nona, and I kind of wanted to see what it was all about. So since her brand is so expensive, I decided to, you know, buy the little ones first to see how good her quality was, and I fell in love with her formula and her shadows. So I have these 3, which I'm gonna keep all 3 of them. So this was the Lilac. Then we have the Mini Star palette, which this one actually I took on my last trip to Costa Rica, and I loved it. Very beautiful. This color is very, very beautiful. So of course I am going to be keeping them. And then this one is the new small one that came out not that long ago. I haven't used this one on my eyes yet. I just swatched it, but it looks so beautiful. I think that this color combination is so pretty. You have like the peachy pinks and then the pops of green. I just think that that was so beautiful. So of course I'm keeping it. Okay, next up I have this Dose of Colors, and it's a little dusty, I'm sorry. I have this Dose of Colors and mini collection. I think that I bought like the palette and maybe like a lipstick or 2. I can't remember, but I do have a video on this if you guys want to check it out. I might or I will probably link it down below or put it up here somewhere. But yeah, I did really like this palette a lot, and it comes with like a little blush and then your eyeshadows. I really did enjoy this a lot. This is the first time me trying anything Dose of Colors, and I did enjoy it a lot. We are like very big into like Disney in this house, so it was very exciting when this came out. But I think that my mom might enjoy this palette a lot better, and I think that she might use it a lot more than I do, so I think that I'm going to be gifting this to her. Up next, I have this Too Faced Just Peachy Matte, and this palette is an all matte palette. So I bought this a while ago. I think I bought it at Sephora, and I bought it a really long time ago. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not the biggest person that loves mattes. I prefer shimmers over mattes. I do use them obviously when creating my more complex looks, but for my everyday life or for like a one shadow type of thing, I don't ever reach for mattes. I'm more of like a shimmer person. So I decided to buy this palette a long time ago. I want to say maybe like a couple of years ago, because I didn't really have any like mattes in my collection at that point. So I thought that this would be a great palette to own, since everything is matte and I have like a lot of different colors, a lot of options that I could use for my looks, and that is the reason why I bought it. But I think that I've only used it like once or twice, but I am gonna keep it because, like I said, I love Too Faced, and I'm gonna try and make it a point to use it a lot more. Then we move on to Tarte, and this is their Unicorn collection palette that they came out a while ago. I like Tarte. I enjoy their shadows and I enjoy their products, and I thought that this palette was beautiful. The only problem that I see with this for other people, not myself, because like I said, I love shimmers, but I can see how this palette would be a problem for some people, because all of these shades are shimmers with the exception of this matte shade. And I think that that's the reason why when this palette first came out, it wasn't very popular. A lot of people actually did not like it, but I think it's because of that. But the quality, it's really good. Like, I love this palette, so I will be keeping it. Next, I have this Rimmel London Magnifying Crimson Edition eyeshadow palette. I actually bought this palette for a video, so I'm gonna keep it for now until I do that video. I have not really tried any Rimmel eyeshadows before, so I'm gonna keep it and see. I'm gonna keep it for the video, but I'm also gonna keep it to see how it performs, because, you know, I might like it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it for now. And then I also have this other Rimmel London palette, and this was actually a gift from my sister-in-law for me on Christmas, I believe. I believe it was this last Christmas. So I am going to keep it for now because I want to see how it performs on the eyes, and the colors are really pretty. I mean, you have your, you know, natural colors right here, but you also have like pops of color back here, so I am going to keep it. I also have this e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. This is the Kneaded Nudes. This was actually a gift with purchase from when I bought a bunch of things off of the e.l.f. website. That is like one thing that I love about ordering from the actual like companies of makeup, is that they always give you some kind of gift, and e.l.f. is really good at that. Like, e.l.f. always gives you gifts on like every single purchase, which is amazing. But I haven't used it. I haven't used it yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, to be quite honest with you. e.l.f. shadows are not like my most favorite. So I think that I am going to declutter this one. I think that maybe some of my family members will get a better use out of it. Next, I have this Stranger Things palette that I bought of Hot Topic, and I have such a funny story with this palette. So I had decided to buy this palette last year for Halloween because I wanted to create, it was like the beginning of October, you guys, and I wanted to do more like Halloween related videos. So I thought that it would be fun to order this palette off of Hot Topic in the month of October. It was the beginning of October, and I was gonna create a look with it. I love the show. Stranger Things is one of my favorite shows, and I ordered this palette, and the palette was on sale, I believe, and it was like less than $10, and I didn't want to pay like $6 or $7 for shipping to my house. So I actually had the palette shipped to the store because the mall is not that far away from my job. So I was like, okay, I'll just go after work and I'll stop by the store and I'll pick up the palette, and you know, it'll work out, it'll be fine. Well, this palette took over a month to get to the store. I'm not kidding you. I picked up this palette, I believe, the second week of November. Yeah, I was extremely pissed off. I was so upset. And it was just really, really upsetting. I haven't played with it on my eyes. I did swatch it, and I have to tell you, I was kind of surprised by the pigment. I wasn't expecting this palette to have a lot of pigment, but it actually does. Swatched, I haven't put it on my eyes yet, but swatched, it has a lot of pigment. And I remember when I picked up this palette, I went to Sephora soon after to buy some other stuff that I needed, and the girl looks at my bag and she's like, so what did you have to buy at Hot Topic? And I was so embarrassed to tell her that it was an eyeshadow palette, because here she works at Sephora where they have amazing makeup, and here I am with my little Stranger Things palette.
And she was so cool. I wanted to be her friend.
But yeah, maybe I'll use it this year, because I mean, Stranger Things season 4, I believe, is supposed to come out sometime this year, so maybe I'll still get to do my video. So I'm gonna save this for then. I don't even know if it's still on the website. I'm gonna look first at Hot Topic to see if it's still on the website, and then I'll decide. But for now, I am gonna keep that palette. Woo! Okay, that was a long explanation for something. Okay, next up I have these two Maybelline eyeshadow palettes. This is the Lemonade Craze, and this is the Soda Pop. I've never used these on my eyes. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed, because like a lot of this
stuff that you've never even used.
A lot of this stuff I haven't used because I've been doing YouTube for quite a while, you guys. I've been doing YouTube for 5 years or so. The problem is that in those 5 years, I uploaded once in a while. I never really took YouTube serious. I never wanted anything off of YouTube. I just really wanted to share like Dollar Tree hauls every once in a while. And there was even a point where I think there's like a 2-year gap in those 5 years where I didn't upload anything. So it wasn't until fairly recent, like maybe like a month or 2 ago, that I actually started uploading consistently. And I want to take my YouTube channel a lot more serious now, because I love makeup and I enjoy filming the videos. But a lot of the time in those 5 years, I would buy makeup that I kind of wanted to review, or I wanted to make looks out of, or whatever. And I never touched that because I never got around to doing those videos. Plus, when I work, it's a lot harder for me to film. Not so much now, but back in the day, it was a little bit harder for me to film because I was constantly working. I was doing a lot of overtime. I was always picking up hours. I was working weekends. I was working whenever I could. I was working. So it was really hard for me to, you know, even have the time for YouTube. So I'm sorry if a lot of this makeup, if you're sitting at home and you're like, oh my gosh, this girl just buys makeup to store. I'm sorry if it seems that way. It's really not. It's just that sometimes I had ideas for videos and I couldn't pull it through because I just didn't, you know, sadly have the time. Sometimes, you know, when you have a family, when you have responsibilities, the things that you love have to take a back seat because, you know, you have to pay bills or you have to take care of whatever it is. So I really don't, you know, like wasting money, and I don't like to store things. It's just that, you know, things happen. So like I said, I bought these for a video. I actually bought these when they first came out, and I bought them for a video, and I just sadly never got to make that video. But I do want to use them, and they do still sell them, so I am gonna keep them for now until I use them on my eyes, just to see, you know, how the pigment is. I really do love this purple one, and I really do like this Lemonade Craze one. But like I said in the beginning of my declutters, I have so much family, and we're all mostly girls. So I have people that these stuff can go to. Like, no joke, you guys. Like, I have my sister, I have my daughter, I have my mom, and I have a bunch of cousins and aunts, and everybody loves makeup. So trust me, if I don't use any of this stuff, they'll go to good homes. So I am gonna keep these for now, but we'll see. Okay, then we have, okay, next up we have the Urban Decay Shadow Box. This was also one of my very first high-end purchases, so you can tell this has been in my collection for a while. But the colors are really very pretty. This is the first time that I do a declutter in which I'm filming it for my channel, but I have done declutters of my collection in the past. I was actually trying to get some of the palettes that I had given my mom a while ago when I did my first eyeshadow declutters. I gave my mom a bunch of palettes for her to save for when we go to Costa Rica, and I was trying to get her to give me those so that I could show you what I've already decluttered. But she put them in a luggage, and it's in the back of the closet, so I wasn't gonna go through all that just to show you some of the stuff that I've decluttered. But this one has skipped those declutters because I just couldn't bring myself to let this one go, since it was one of my first high-end purchases. But I think that it's time for me to let it go. I think that it's time for me to just let it go. I haven't used it much. I've only used it a couple times. So yeah, it's saved itself from decluttering a while, but now I think it's time to let it go. Another thing about me is, as you can see, like, I keep their things in their original packaging. It's really hard for me. I am a neat freak. I love to know where all my things are.
You like to know where your things are at all times.
I like to know where all of my things are always. And I love to have my stuff neatly, or, you know, if I'm displaying it, it has to be like at a perfect display place, or it has to be neatly put away, or whatever the case may be. So when I was first starting to get into makeup, or, you know, even now, you guys can see it, my stuff is barely touched. It's because I feel so bad using my stuff. Like, if it's so pretty, I just feel so bad using it, and I have a really hard time, like, using it. That's why when I see other YouTubers, like my friend Jessica here on YouTube, she just did her eyeshadow declutter. I will link her channel down below. She did her declutter, and her palettes were so loved. Like, you could see how much she enjoyed using her palettes. It showed so much, and I love that about her. I love that about her declutter, is how much you could see, like, how much she uses them, how much she loves them. And I wish that I could do the same thing with mine, but it's just, that's something about me that I wish I didn't feel, is the need to keep everything so freaking neat. I don't understand why I have to be like that. And, you know, you might think it's a good thing, or you might think it's a bad thing. I feel like it's a bad thing. I wish that my palettes looked like hers. I wish that my palettes were so well loved and not so damn neat. But yeah, it is what it is. So let's just move on.
These are pretty.
Next up, I have the Lion King and Sir John eyeshadow palette. And I also used this on a video. And this is what the palette looks like. Very, very beautiful. The colors are so pigmented. They're so soft. They're like butter. And I was so excited when this collection came out. I was more excited about the fact that it's so pretty. Like, it's so, it looks so high-end. It looks, you know, it's just not like cartoony, or, you know, Dose of Colors is not a cheap brand. It's a very expensive brand. But if you see their stuff, you know, it's more like the cartoon type of thing. You look at this and you immediately think Minnie Mouse because it's cartoonish and you can see it. And I love that too. But when I saw this, the Lion King collection, I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so high-end. It looks so beautiful. It looks so mature. I really love that about this. So I was so happy that he decided to go that way. And it's a beautiful collection. I love the unicorn. You can see like the little stripes and spots and stuff, and it's just so beautiful. So I am definitely going to keep this one. Some of this stuff, I keep it more because of the collection aspect of it. Even though with this, I'm not kidding you, like the quality of this is amazing. But sometimes some of the things that I keep is more because of the collector in me, more than the actual products themselves. Okay, so then we have the Jeffree Star Mini Breaker palette. I actually got this in one of his mystery boxes. I haven't used it on my eyes. I've only touched a few of the shades, but I've heard nothing but good things about this, so I'm definitely going to start playing with some of this stuff. So I am definitely going to keep this. Another idea that I've been having is, because another thing that I always feel is like, oh, I want to, you know, save this for my YouTube channel, or I want to do this, or I want to do that for my YouTube channel. But you know what, guys? I think that I'm going to start just creating looks and like posting them on Instagram, or maybe even TikTok. I've, you know, contemplated the idea for a little bit. It's like doing TikTok like on makeup stuff. So I think that I'm going to start venturing more on like using some of my collection in those other platforms, because I can't show everything on YouTube. It's just not possible. So I am gonna keep this. Okay, first one done. Let's move on to the next one. And then I think that this is going to be it for this video, and I think that my second video will have more of the bigger palettes. Okay, so first up we have the Tarte, what is this called? The Tarte High Performance Naturals. And this is, it's new. It came out not that long ago. I love the packaging, but I also love how natural these colors are. I decided to get this for the same reason, for when I travel to Costa Rica, or, you know, and I say Costa Rica because really that is the only place that I travel to the most, because I go visit my dad. But I would love to start, you know, going other places. I think that once this whole situation with Corona starts to, you know, die down, go away, hopefully go away soon, I think that my daughter and I are probably going to start, you know, maybe planning some trips, because I really do want to see more of the world. So I bought this for that reason, so for like travel purposes. But I also have a Tarte video coming up. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a video or if I'm going to do it on Instagram, but I do have a Tarte video planned, so that's what that's for. Next, I do have this Milani eyeshadow palette. This is the Most Wanted. This is the one with the green and the gold. This came out not that long ago either. Milani was having a really good sale, like I want to say maybe like a month ago, and I picked up a few of their things. So I do have a Milani video coming up soon as well, and that's what that's going to be for. Next, I have this other Milani eyeshadow palette. This is the Bold Obsessions palette, and I believe that I got this one at Walmart a while ago, and I think I got it like on sale. It was after Christmas, and it was like in a Christmas package. I don't ever reach for this palette, so I think that I am going to pass it along. Okay. next I have two of these Flower Beauty Wanderlust palettes. I did a video on these. I did a video on the whole Flower Beauty brand. I will link it down, you know the drill. And I used a couple of these. I think that I used this one the most, and I did like the way that the shadows performed, but I never reached for them. So I think that I am going to pass them along. At least I'm gonna pass this one along. I'm not sure about this one because I think I've used that. I used that shade also on the video. I'm really liking this shade right here. I'm gonna hold on to this one for a little bit because I do want to try that shade, and this green one looks really pretty as well. So I'm gonna hold on to this one, but I am going to pass this one along. Okay, I'm going to save these two for my single shadows because these are like single Colourpop shadows, so I'm going to save those for that video. Okay, next we have the Tetris eyeshadow palettes here. I have two of them. This was actually a collection that Ipsy did with Tetris, and I was so excited when this collection came out. I am a huge Tetris fan. All of those like more vintage type of video games, those are the ones that I enjoy personally, like Tetris, Pac Man, Mario, but like the first Mario, the vintage Mario. Yeah, all of those from the 80s, those are all of the games that I like to play. So when this came out, I was so excited. I was so excited about this collection, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And I actually bought the whole entire collection. And the shades, as you can see, they look beautiful, right? They look so beautiful. I do have a video on this, and if you guys want, you can go and watch that. You can see the disappointment in my face. You can see the disappointment when I tried these on my actual eyes. The pigment, it's not there. I don't know what the hell happened to the pigment. Like, you see the shadows, they look beautiful. Even this shade right here looks really beautiful, but there is no pigment. Like, you see pigment right there, but when you put it on your eyes, there's nothing. Not even when you wet the brush, like, it disappears. Like, there is no pigment on these palettes whatsoever, even though the colors look beautiful. But you guys, you can go and watch that video, and you can see, like, you can see the disappointment in my face. You can see that video quickly go downhill. So part of me wants to keep them because of the packaging, because, you know, I love Tetris. But part of me is like, you're just storing things. Plus, I did pay for them, and it's a waste of money. But I think that I am going to pass them along. Sadly, I am going to give them away. Okay, next up I have, okay, let's go over here. I have, okay, so the funny story about this little palette right here, bless you, Emily.
Thank you.
Let me see, is it the same brand? Yes. Okay, so funny thing about this little palette right here, this company actually reached out to me on Instagram, and they asked me if I would like to, you know, try some of their makeup. This was a while ago, actually. This was like maybe like a year ago. And I said sure. The only thing that I had to do was pay for the shipping. I didn't have to pay for the item, just the shipping. So I did. I got this little palette right here. This is the company, by the way. It's called Folklore Beauty, not luxury. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but and I was working a lot at the time, and so I didn't get around to even use it. I didn't even get around to do a video or anything on this. So I think that I'm going to keep it, use it on my eyes, and see what I think before I get rid of it, or, you know, whatever. But I do at least want to give them a chance to see how their shadows perform. So I'm going to put that aside. Talking about vintage games, here we have Wet n Wild and Pac Man. This was another collection that I was so excited about. And I actually have a video on this as well. And I love this palette. Like, this palette, yes, this is it. Like, Ipsy, I don't know what the hell happened here, but Wet n Wild got it right. Like, this palette is good. This pigment is good. So you guys can go and see that video if you want. I created a very colorful look in which I used most of these colors. So I'm definitely gonna keep this. Okay, then I have a bunch of like the little eyeshadow palettes from Too Faced. I can already tell you that I am keeping all of these. You don't see these very often anymore. I don't think the Too Faced sells them anymore. You might see them every once in a while at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I haven't seen them in years, but I am definitely going to keep them because I love the whole concept of these little tiny babies, and I love the packaging. So there's the collection in me. I have, this one was called Rock and Roll. This one's called Cat Eyes, which I loved this shade for a really long time. As you can see, is well loved. And then of course we have the Peanut Butter and Jelly, which is also very, very pretty. But that's the collector in me. I'm definitely gonna keep those. Okay, then we have this Sugar Rush Flower Beauty eyeshadow palette. And I believe that this one I also used in that one video where I talked about Flower Beauty. And I did like it. I liked it. You know, it was an okay palette. Not my favorite palette in my collection, but I think that this shade right here is very cute. That shade right there is very cute as well. So I think that I am going to keep it just so that I can keep trying it, since I only used it in that one video. Okay, then we have this Urban Decay Light Beam eyeshadow palette. And this palette I bought a long time ago. I actually bought it for my last trip to Costa Rica. I took this with me. It was on sale at the Urban Decay website. I think I bought it for maybe like $7, and I thought that that was like really good for Urban Decay. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It's really pretty. This color right here, it's very, very pretty. I don't know why some of my shadows are scratched. Not sure why, but yeah, that is the reason why I bought this one, because I was going to Costa Rica and I thought that it was nice to travel with. But I do like it, so I am going to keep it. Okay, then I have a few of the Colourpop 9-pan palettes. So I have the Baby Got Peach, and I bought this one also for the video when it first came out, and I never got to use it, sadly, because again, I was working a lot and I just didn't get a chance to use it. But it's right up my alley. I love peachy tones, so I'm definitely gonna keep this one. I'm gonna keep all of them really, because I do love the Colourpop formula, and I love how small and convenient they are. Again, for travel, they're amazing. I also have the Ooh La La palette, which is all pinks, and this one I believe came out for like the celebration of like Mean Girls or something like that. That's how they were campaigning this. So I got suckered into that, but I do like the pinks. So I'm gonna keep that one. I also have the Main Squeeze palette, and this is the one that had the watermelon theme. And of course, if you guys have been around my channel for a little bit, you know that watermelon is my favorite thing right now. I love anything watermelon. So I used this one in a video, and I love the way that the eye look came out, so of course I'm keeping it. Plus, hello, watermelon, yes. I also have the Lilac You a Lot, and I think that I also used this one in a video, and I also love the way that that one came out. The shades are so beautiful, so I'm definitely keeping. And I also have the It's My Pleasure palette, which is like a more dark purple themed, but it's also very beautiful. So of course I am going to keep all of those because I love Colourpop, so I'm keeping them. Okay, next we have this Wonder Beauty Wanderlust Seascape palette, and I got this in an Ipsy bag. It was actually not the regular Ipsy bag, it was the I think the $25 box. I wanted to try it just to see how good it was, but I didn't really like it, so I canceled it after one box. But I did get this shadow palette in there, and it was okay. I wasn't like 100% impressed by it. So I think that I am going to pass it along, just because I wasn't like 100% like impressed by it. Then I have this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette, and this is actually a gift from my mom and my sister when I was first starting to get into makeup. And this palette, these two shades right here, well, all of these shades right here are well loved. This is actually my eyeshadow palette that I will wear to work every single day. So I am going to keep it because it has, you know, sentimental value, and I actually do like the palette, so I am going to keep it. Next I have this miniature palette from Sephora, and I don't think that I've used this on my eyes yet. I bought it because I was curious about like the Sephora brand, and this palette, the little palettes like this at Sephora are only like $10. So I think that I was checking out, and I saw this, and I wanted to try the Sephora brand because I haven't really tried anything by Sephora. But I don't know, it's just not a palette that excites me to play with, so I think that I am going to pass it along. I also have this Enjoy Your Journey palette from Cargo, and I bought this one at, I think it was Marshall's, and I got it for like $3.99. And at the time, I got it when I was first starting to get into like the high-end makeup, and Cargo was kind of big at the time, so I bought it to try it at the time, but it's not a palette that excites me either, so I think I am gonna pass it along. Then we have this Maybelline and Gigi Hadid palette. As you can see, I got it at TJ Maxx for $4.99. And when this line of Gigi Hadid makeup first came out, I was super excited because, you know, obviously I know who she is, and I was really excited about the colors in this line. And I have to say I did like this palette because I have this other one right here which we're going to talk about, but this one I really did enjoy it, so I am going to keep it. Then we have this one which I also bought at TJ Maxx for $4.99, but this palette, yeah, that is like super tiny. I mean, this is, my finger's bigger, like this is super tiny. For, you know, finding it at TJ Maxx for $4.99 is okay, but I think when these came out, they were either $10 or they were $15, and I for sure will not pay $15 for this, not at all. When I first got it from TJ Maxx, I didn't think that, you know, these were gonna be like so tiny. I was so surprised when I opened it and I realized how small they were, but this is kind of very similar to this one. And I do like this one a lot better, so I am going to pass this one along. And I also have this Bare Minerals Northern Lights Nude, like little palette. And I got this one, I think it was like at TJ Maxx, and I paid like $2.99 for it. And I do like Bare Minerals. Their brand is really nice. It comes with a blush and two little shadows. I just never reach for it, so I think that I am going to pass it along. Sometimes when I find certain brands at like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I get things from them. Like for instance, this from Bare Minerals, it was only $2.99, and I kind of wanted to try the quality of their face products because I had only really tried their lip products, which I already know that I love. So I kind of wanted to try other things, but I wasn't really impressed by it. But like I said, I am going to pass it along. Then we have the Too Faced Hot Butter Rum Little Eyeshadow Palette. This one came out for Christmas last year. And it's a very pretty palette. I think I used it once, but I only used like these two shades right here. But it is very pretty. I do like it. And of course it's Too Faced, so I am going to keep it. Then we have two e.l.f. products here. We have the e.l.f. and Christian Siriano. And when this palette first came out, oh my gosh, first of all, the packaging is beautiful. This like pink purple packaging, adorable. And the shadows are pretty good. I've used this one and that one a lot. I do love it. I love the packaging. I am not ready to part with this palette yet, so I am going to keep it. And then we have the e.l.f. and J. Kissa palette, the first one that she came out with. And I haven't really played with this palette much, so I am going to keep it. Plus the packaging is adorable. I do have the one that she just came out with, and that one's very exciting. I have to play with that one too. But yeah, I am going to keep that one. Then we have this CoverGirl Peach Punch little palette here. And I bought this one when it first came out. I can't remember. I don't think I ever did a video on it. But this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Too Faced Peach palette. But I really do like this one a lot. Like, if you guys can still find this one in stores, like, definitely pick it up, because it really is a really good palette. I really do like it. So I am going to keep that one. And then I do have this Milani Everyday Eyes palette. This is in Earthly Elements. I've been wanting this palette for a really long time, and I can't remember where I bought it. I can't remember if I got it like at a TJ Maxx or Marshalls, or if I got it at Walmart. I can't remember. And I think that I tried maybe like this shade once. So I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to try it on my eyes and see how I feel about it. But I feel like a lot of those colors are already in the CoverGirl one. And you can find these now. I don't think that I got mine at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, but I really honestly cannot remember where I got it. But I have seen them recently at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So it is very similar to the CoverGirl one. Actually, I think I'm going to let go of the Milani palette just because it's so close in color to some other palettes that I have. But yeah, guys. So here is everything that I'm going to part with. This is everything that I am letting go from those two bins. These were more of like my smaller palettes that I keep in bins. And then stay tuned for the next declutter, because that one is going to be my more bigger palettes. And that one, I know for sure that I'm going to have such a hard time letting go of things, because I do love my large palettes, but we'll see how that video goes. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, join the family. Let me know down below in the comments your thoughts, and then also let me know if you're new to my channel, because I would love to welcome you to our family. And I hope that you enjoyed this declutter and some of my rants, because I did go on a few rants. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys on my next video. Bye!